The first thing you're gonna wanna do is sand the top of the Red Bull can. It seems like a strange thing to do, sanding the top of a Red Bull can, but this is a very cool experiment and it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna get this really good and sanded. I'm gonna even move the tab around like that so you can see that I'm sanding underneath the tab. And I'm gonna sand on all the sides of the tab like that. And also on the other side. You can really tell that you're doing a good job sanding it when you see all the scratch marks appearing across the top of the can. Now, the reason I'm sanding the top of the can is because these drink cans have a plastic coating over top of them. And that's just to protect the metal from eroding over time. And it's just something they do. They put a plastic coating on. I don't actually know the reason. But I'm gonna keep sanding it off. I'm even gonna sand the tab a little bit. And we wanna make sure that all that coating is gone. So, let's see here. What do you think? That looks pretty good.
That looks really good.
All right. Now, if you sand it enough and get it smooth enough, you could even go to a finer grit sandpaper and then you would never even know that this thing was sanded. Next, I'm going to wipe the top off, clean off the dust from the can, and we're ready for the next step. The next step is very weird. It's gonna look strange, but I have a lighter, a spoon, I know, and a gallium nickel. We're gonna take the gallium nickel and put it in the spoon, and you can see it's in there. We're gonna take the lighter, and I'm going to heat up the nickel. Watch this. Now, as the spoon starts to get hot, it starts to heat up the nickel. Get a really good shot of that. If you see around the edges of the nickel, it starts to look as though it's liquefying. That's because it is. We're liquefying
so cool.
the nickel in the spoon. And we want this to be pretty hot. Look at that. Right now, that nickel has turned into pure liquid.
It's a puddle.
It looks like mercury or something like that. It's pretty amazing. It's just a puddle of molten metal. Now, the third step is to put the molten metal on the top of the Red Bull can.
Is that going to melt the metal on the top?
It's not hot enough to melt the metal on the top, but I'm going to pour it on here and spread it around a bit. Now, we're going to get that spread around and into some of the edges here, just like that.
Might be easier with the other end of the spoon.
I think we got it. Now, we have to let this sit for about an hour, maybe 2, and we're gonna come back and show you what this has done. Now this is sat for over an hour, and the two metals have fused into one metal, and the one metal they fused into is a lot weaker. Watch this.
Whoa!
It's turned it almost rubbery. Look at that.
That is the weirdest.
Look at it. The whole top of it. One glob of that, and it dispersed throughout the entire top of this Red Bull can, turning it all into a goopy, sludgy, rubbery mess.
That looks like fun to play with. Probably shouldn't drink that.
I don't think I'm going to.